look at ponds when I'm driving by. I don't know. But I do. I've even written a play about a pond called The Pond. So I write a lot of stories, plays, screenplays. One of my main dreams in life was to get one of my screenplays, well, of course, published ultimately, but then also a screenplay to be done as a major motion picture. It's been a dream of mine since 1990, maybe 1991. So we're going on about 30 years now. Still working on the werewolf script ideas. So I didn't get to launch out I didn't get to actually write out the Lowe's scene with Gerald Oldman and John Blacksmith, and I haven't been able to get to that. I did get some dialogue. So I found some dialogue, a little scene, opening scene to get them inside the store. So I got the characters. I got Grace Lippin inside the Lowe's store. And what was interesting is I watch a lot of Adam the Woo. I know I say weird things and kind of got a anger thing, but I was watching his CVS vaccine thing, and he said cart corral. I was looking around Lowe's online for different dialogue, and I just couldn't, I couldn't really think of any specific type of dialogue. And he used the word cart corral. I thought that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. So sometimes I'll hunt on YouTube for dialogue, and I thought that's perfect. I can add that in there. So it just hit me, and you can find it that way. And I thought, okay, maybe an employee, big fan of the show, maybe an employee from Lowe's can approach Grace Lippin and talk to him, like, hi, can I help you, kind of thing. And he's going to buy a whole new lawnmower, like a $5,000 lawnmower for his day worker that he employs to mow his massive lawn. That's, I don't know, like 50 acres or more or something, or the front lawn at least. And eventually he's on his way to a big sale, right? The customer service guy. So he's going to bring him to a really good lawnmower. I was using the one Ego Power. It's kind of one of those riding lawnmowers that you see those guys ride on, like go-karts. They have these little handles. And so basically what will happen is the manager realizes he's going to buy a $5,000 lawnmower and wants to get involved in the sale, and gets up to the small guy, whose name I think is Rick. His name is Rick in the actual screenplay. He's just a Lowe's employee, and he's trying to help Grace, this UFC fighter and stuff. He might recognize him or whatever. And so the manager walks up. I guess it's the Lowe's manager. I think I call him the Lowe's manager. And he says to him, he tells Rick, he said, hey, will you do me a favor? I don't know if he says do me a favor, but he says, would you take the carts to the cart corral? And I thought, that's perfect. So it does help, especially a lot of the YouTubers that kind of use real dialogue and stuff from their memory. I think Adam the Woo should probably be interviewed at the Actors Studio. The reason why is because he's mostly using stuff from his own memory. And it is important, especially for writers and filmmakers and stuff like that. He's more method than a lot of other directors and filmmakers and things like that. I think it would be great. Now, of course, James Lipton is already passed away, and I think James Lipton would have him on the show. Alec Baldwin is the one now that's heading the whole thing, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's overseeing a lot of it. He's one of the main hosts. I don't know for sure. Actually, that would be genius. You see, Alec Baldwin almost broke the arm of a paparazzi. And, Adam the Woo is not exactly paparazzi. He did have Danny DeVito on one of his shows. Or Danny DeVito passed by in one of his shows. That's where the vultures are, right there. And Danny DeVito was on there, but he didn't, mob him. He's not paparazzi. And Alec Baldwin does not like paparazzi at all. And I saw the video where Alec Baldwin grabbed the guy's arm and he said, get a real job, which made me kind of mad. I don't think James Lipton would ever have done anything like that. But Alec Baldwin, like a lot of us, we all have our little emotional outbursts. Even me, I'm not perfect either. You've seen my show, and I don't mean to cut anyone down. It's just, I don't know. But I think it would be great. It would be Alec Baldwin, Adam the Woo interview. You got Mr. Tough Guy, Alec Baldwin, who's kind of prejudiced against paparazzi, or he's not the big fan of paparazzi. And then you got Adam the Woo, who's not necessarily paparazzi, but who's a complete celebrity, right? I think it'd be interesting. Because we can get some history on, even though we know everything about the guy. You don't really, if you follow Adam the Woo's channel, you know everything about him from his past and everything, but not exactly. So I don't know if anyone has the interview power of James Lipton. James Lipton would figure out things about people that they'd even know, right? Like they would go, oh, I just learned something about myself. So I don't know. They may have a research team now at the Actor Studio to top off the genius of James Lipton, James Lipton was an absolute genius. But I don't really get to watch the show anymore. This may be something about the Actor Studio on this one, to be something, instructional videos, YouTube/Actor Studio. I don't get to watch it because they switched it off of Bravo. Now it's on Ovation. And I watched a lot of the older ones off of YouTube. So a lot of the interviews they've reposted onto YouTube because it was a cable show. Actually, to be honest, it would be very intelligent. And this is a message to Alec Baldwin. Just switch that thing over to YouTube. YouTube's going to take over everything. It's going to take over all cable anyway. I think it would be great. Of course, they're going to make a lot of money having it on Ovation or on Bravo. But if they switched that puppy over to YouTube and did what Lee Strasberg wanted them to do, have the show for free, because Lee Strasberg had the studio for free. You could go into the studio as an actor for free and study. They're going to do way better. Because now I'm an actor, and I don't even get to watch the Actor Studio anymore. I don't have cable. I'm not going to even get cable even if I do become a billionaire or whatever. I don't need cable. I got YouTube. So it would be smart if they could switch it over from Ovation to YouTube. And they'd have to talk to Google and stuff, because I can promise you this, Google's far more powerful than Ovation. It would be something to think about for the future. Because listen, let me tell you something. It's going to end up on YouTube anyway.